Go ahead.
So my name actually is Charles Roland Redmond III, so you can see why I go by Chaz. Chaz Redmond.
I'm Jody Rushmore. Thank you all for coming.
I'm Philip Tavel. Thank you all for coming.
Brianna Thomas, thank you for having us and feeding us dinner. No one ever feeds us.
I am Carl Worsing, and it is great to be here.
And Lisa Herbal. Pleasure to meet you all. See familiar faces and feel very welcome here. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Jeff, who is kind of the driving force behind this. He's our famed drummer boy. Go ahead and say hello and give some shout outs to some local businesses.
Hello. I'm Jeff, and I'm sorry. Thank you all so much for coming. This is really an awesome thing. For me, it does my heart good to see so many people coming together for a good, positive, constructive cause. And I really appreciate you all being here. I really appreciate you all being here. I just wanted to, I couldn't have done this by myself, no way, no how. I've had a lot of help with it, and I want to make sure that those people are acknowledged, at least at the beginning of the night before we go on. None of these people did this so that they could be acknowledged in this meeting, but I wouldn't feel right about it if I didn't at least say their name and tell them how much I appreciated them. So, Burdick Brewery, one of the things that we did was we provided gift bags for each candidate, and the gift bags contain a variety of some pretty cool stuff. All of it is either made or originates here in South Park, so they're walking away from this experience with a head full of South Park and a bag full of South Park to remind them of their awesome experience here with us tonight. And so a lot of these thank yous are going to have to do with the things that are in the gift bags for the candidates. So, Burdick Brewery, and I would also, if you get a chance to patronize these businesses, please do. And when you do, please tell them that you were at this event and let them know how much you appreciate it, because they gave us all this stuff. They didn't give it to us even at a price break. They just handed it over to us. So we appreciate it very much. Burdick Brewery, Via Vadi Cafe, Napoli Pizzeria, Keithley Electric, South Park Arts, South Park Library, City of Seattle Department of Neighborhoods, Uncle Woody's Popcorn, oh yeah, Cafe Umbria, the Greater Duwamish District Council, Paulina Lopez, who is our awesome translator tonight, Raina Anderson, our lovely Vanna White for the night, Kelly Welker, who I think is probably with the kids. Where is she? Kelly, thank you, wherever you are. Thank you, Kelly. Okay. Melissa Jonas, couldn't have done it without these people. And she's going to hate me for this, but my lovely wife, Janelle, I could not have done this. Yes. I could not have done it without her support, and you would not be eating pizza right now if it wasn't for her, because she went and got the pizzas. So the pizzas are here. And please, we're going to try to keep this informal, but as educational and interactive as possible. If you get hungry or thirsty, there's food and drink at the back table. Please partake. Thank you, Raina.
So, again, what we're going to be doing is just asking questions. So we've got my list, and the format's really relaxed. I'm going to go ahead. Each candidate's going to tell me their number, and I'm going to ask them a question that corresponds to that number. They may know, they may not, and the idea is that hopefully they got a little research in, but they can reach out to you guys as the audience too, because they want to engage you guys. We want you guys to have fun with this as well, and have the answers, and so do you guys. So on everybody's seat or on the table is a list of questions and answers. So if you know it, you don't have to look at it, but feel free, if they need a lifeline, they'll do a shout out, and whoever raises their hand will call on you guys, and then you can help them out. Okay, so we're going to start with you. What number do you have?
Well, I have, you just want the number, not the letter, right?
Not the letter.
6.
6, okay. Ooh, this is my favorite.
You want all of them at one
No,
time?
we'll just do one at a time. How many breweries are currently South Park. And the bonus,
3 of them.
do you know their names?
I do not, but I know that 2 of them are right next to each other on 8th because I
do.
walk by them.
You can also look in your bag for one of them.
Ooh.
Yeah, if you need a hint. Anybody want to give a shout out of the 3 breweries here?
Tin Dog.
Okay, we got 1,
Lowercase.
2,
Okay,
Burn it.
Awesome.
And it's
Thank you,
4.
thank you.
Odin.
Oh, Odin is gone now. They're in Tequila.
I got my beer from my kickoff from Odin.
But if you go to Napoli, you can get their beer on tap. So another reason to go to Napoli. Thank you. Okay, you're up.
11.
11. Okay. How many acres is Mara Farms?
Our farms is 8.7 acres.
Ooh.
It's an urban community farm, and last year they did 13,000 pounds of organic produce. And also, please, thank you. But before you clap though, I was inspired by Mara Farms. I read about it, and I think it's a wonderful idea. Up in West Seattle, there's a couple little what amount to larger pea patches, but I think Mara Farms is a wonderful idea, and I would love to see more of that in the rest of our community. So thank you all for making that happen.
Great, thank you.
You're hired.
13. Number
13?
13. Yeah.
Lucky 13. Let's see what we have. How many banks are currently located in South Park?
There are none.
That is correct.
How can that
many?
be?
How
All the
many?
money in South Park, we don't have any banks? You
You would think, right?
would think.
Well, there's the bank of the river.
Well played.
So here's your follow-up question. If you were in the Admiral District,
Yeah.
at the junction there, how many would you be able to walk to?
3.
Good job. Okay. Next.
Number 4.
Okay. The strong immigrant tradition of our neighborhood continues. Tell me the percentage of Spanish-speaking neighborhoods in South Park.
35%.
Okay, awesome. How will your office engage with their non-English speaking constituents?
Well, actually, I'm hoping to start before I'm in office. I'm working on a campaign day coming up next month that we're going to be doorbelling in South Park in both Spanish and English. So I'm working on setting up some volunteers that can go door to door that have both languages available. On campaigns I've worked before, you can try to speak to people and bridge that gap, but really getting there and speaking to people in their language is the way to go.
Awesome, thank you.
Let's go with 10.
Okay. What is the population of South Park?
How about 4,135?
You're close. You're so close. Anybody want to jump in?
It was 3,906 in the 2010 census, and it's 4,136, I think.
4,154. You guys were both super close. Apparently, it's everybody that just had babies recently. One of those.
There are missing people.
So, here's your bonus question. How many of the households in South Park live below the poverty line?
12.5%.
You are correct. Thank you. Lisa, what number do you have?
23.
Okay. Ooh, again, another favorite question of mine. What is the #1 selling beer at Loretta's?
Uh-oh.
Lucille. You are correct. What kind of beer is Lucille?
IPA.
You love that beer. Okay. Back to you, Chaz.
It looks like 18.
Some of them are a little wonky, I'll warn you now. Okay, so 60 seconds, rapid fire question to answer this 3-part question. So I'll read the questions to you and then give them to you, but if you need me to repeat them, let me know. What is the average life expectancy of people living in South Park compared to the rest of Seattle? And then tell me why. And then also follow that up with what major project is being undertaken to improve the life expectancy of South Park residents?
So South Park residents live an average of 8 years less because of toxins in the air, toxins in the soil, and a continuing existence of the Duwamish brownfield, if you will. And the Duwamish River Cleanup Coalition is working on the latter and working with Bowen and other local areas to prevent runoff of phthalates and things like that into the sound.
Excellent.
Great.
And so-
We couldn't hear that over here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Gotta talk loud.
8 years shorter than the rest of the city for reasons associated with air and air pollution and toxins in the soil. And the solution, or portions of the solution, are related to the Duwamish River Cleanup Coalition, which is the Superfund manager for the Duwamish brownfield. And we're all in favor of having them continue to clean the whole thing up, not just cover up portions of it.
And your bonus, because you actually had to repeat that, still took less than 60 seconds. What is the other situation that especially minority youth face that decreases their life expectancy rate?
Crime? Yes.
Yep, crime and poverty. Thank you. Back to you.
I just want to say I think that was an incredibly important question. I was hoping I got that later when we get to the question part. Pretty please, somebody bring that up. I would love to say a few words about that one. Raina, next is number 19.
What is the average price for a single-family home here in South Park?
Just over 215,000, Raina.
Excellent. And is this less or more than other parts of District 1?
Significantly more. Joking. In the Admiral District where I live, actually average home prices are about $769,000, so significantly less here. I will tell you that I actually look at that as a bonus. I can tell you that living in another part of our district in West Seattle, you, as residents of South Park, you get an opportunity to glimpse into the future, if you will. West Seattle is a time machine of what you will all see here in South Park sooner than later. I guarantee you, with your proximity to the city, with your proximity to West Seattle, where it's already going on, with your proximity to good jobs, South Park is going to look very much like West Seattle in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. What I would do as your city council person is, let's see if we can't find a way to learn from the lessons that we learned in West Seattle, where they've already kind of overbuilt in some places, and let's see if we can do a better job here of making it work for the community as opposed to it just working for developers and business owners.
Okay, back to you.
Number 14.
Okay. Well, this is exciting. I'm going to go ahead and have to swap you out because number 14 is missing. Let's turn it over to the audience. What question did somebody have? There's no 14 on this list.
It's missing on all of them.
Yeah. Anybody have an exciting question that they want to ask?
Where's the closest police precinct to South Park?
There we go.
Southwest Precinct.
Where is that
On
located?
Delridge. It's not very close. as I could tell by the number of times I've been through here on Cloverdale, and I don't see the police coming through. So that's a bit of an issue.
Thank you. Both of you guys, thank you.
Number 7.
Okay. There is a number 7. How many city parks are located in South Park?
3.
Can you name them?
Cesar Chavez Park, Bar Farms, and the Duwamish Waterway.
You are correct. Do you want a bonus?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let's go.
Absolutely do.
This is exciting. So, how does this compare to how does this compare to access to other parks in other areas of District 1?
It's sadly a lot less than the rest of West Seattle, which is really frustrating because that's one of the best parts of West Seattle, and there are parks that are well maintained and well populated and well used all over District 1. So, I mean, South Park could use a little bit of love, a little attention here, a little recognition.
Awesome, thank you. You're up.
I think I'm on 12.
Okay. There is also a 12, thank goodness. What is the name of the annual South Park art sale? And this is my baby, so.
You better
It is, okay. And how many years have we been celebrating this event?
I think this year would be 11.
It is, correct, thank you. We just had our big 10th, and if you guys have not thought about coming, it's always the first Saturday in December. It's my little pitch. Come to us.
Is it going to be in South Park?
Candidate here. Maybe. The hope is that, yes, we're working to get it back in the neighborhood, not to make it about me, but Lisa, go ahead.
Number 1.
Okay. When did the city of Seattle annex South Park?
1907.
Awesome. How would you vote on Seattle annexing the sliver by the river? And what are the benefits to South Park of annexing this area?
I would support the annexation of the sliver by the river. The revenues generated by the tax base would support the services provided to the annexed part, unlike some other more controversial annexation decisions that the city has considered. And the benefits are connecting residential neighborhoods with other residential neighborhoods and industrial areas with other industrial areas, and delivering better city services.
Awesome. Thank you. So I'm going to pause, and Paulina, I'm sure you were so somewhere in here. Do we need any translator services? I think we're good. Okay, and I'll also do a check-in. Can everybody hear well? Do we need to adjust volumes for anybody? I know I'm loud, but I want to make sure these guys.
Everybody speaks like you're speaking to the door.
Okay. So project. Okay.
We know how to be loud.
So again, feel free to stop me. Just holler Raina if you can't hear. I'll pause, make sure that they repeat anything that you guys need to. And I feel like I've kept my back to you guys the entire time. I'm sorry, I'm a serious candidate. Okay, and I believe we're back to you for our
15.
last one. Okay. How long was the South Park Bridge closed to traffic, reducing access to emergency services, adding time to commutes, and making it difficult for customers to visit businesses?
And despairing everybody in West Seattle, by the way, 3 years.
Correct.
And it opened a year ago this June.
Correct.
3 years closed, and it opened a year ago this June to an amazing festival that I want to see happen again every year. So, the Bridge Opening Festival. Yes, starting a year.
But what went out for discussion was wrong. It was actually 4 years to the day.
Was it? So you would know.
Dagmar knows. I should know. I was at both of those events.
The closing and the opening.
See, this is why we bring it back to the audience. Okay, go ahead.
Number 17.
Okay. What is the name of the the neighborhood public elementary school here in South Park?
Concord International School.
Yep. And what percent of those students go on to college?
An astonishing 69%, which
Okay.
you all should be incredibly proud of. That's a great number. And I was fortunate enough to have worked as a volunteer basketball coach at Concord Elementary in 2006. Great kids. I was actually thinking about it this morning. I'm excited that some of the kids that I worked with may be old enough to vote for me. So I was trying to get the word out to them.
How old were they then? They were probably about 9. Okay, maybe.
So bonus question, and no worries if you don't know. How does that compare to, say, West Seattle High School or one of our maybe more well-attended and nicer neighborhooded schools?
I will say that I can't speak specifically to how it would compare, but my gut feeling says that it's probably higher than West Seattle High School,
Okay.
where I graduated.
There we go. So maybe a little homework for everybody.
Number 21.
Number 21. What days does the South Park Senior Center serve meals?
Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
One more day?
No, I don't believe so.
Tuesdays for the Latino senior program.
Thank you.
Dagmar knows.
My bad, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Trick
That's all right.
questions are good.
We're hitting a rough time.
I know now.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Oh, I'm number 9.
What is a food desert?
It's where we're at. It's where we're at right this moment. Actually, and it's one of the reasons that I decided to run. I lived in South Park before, and I lived here, before the Stock Box came in, which was short-lived and a lovely, lovely attempt, but right now we're in a food desert. There's nowhere to reasonably get dinner except for the Red Apple, which, tries. And we appreciate that about it.
The red apple's not walkable.
No,
No, it's not.
and it's not convenient on a bus either. Either way, with or without groceries.
And I'll turn it to the audience. Does everybody feel comfortable with the idea of what a food desert concept is?
I'll say no, Raina.
Okay.
I'll explain.
Yay. Awesome. Would you like to define what a food desert is?
Bonus question, Brianna.
So, a food desert is a community that doesn't have reasonable, walkable, or accessible access to a grocery store. I don't exactly know what the geographic parameters around that are, but we've got one here, and then we've got one also in the Del Ridge corridor toward the north end of Del Ridge, which is, unfortunately, it's a real challenge given the fact that I live in the junction, in the Alaska Junction, where I literally can't spin around without finding a grocery store in every which direction. And when I lived in Admiral, I had the same opportunity to have the Met Market and the Safeway and the PCC all within a stone's throw. And so where we're at right now is a place where you can't reasonably get to a grocery store in your car or on foot to get dinner and get back to the house.
Thank you.
25.
Okay. It's also not on this one, so we're going to go. What is this? Okay. Let's go this one. Got some old numbers. See, this is what happens when we have people come super super prepared.
Volunteer run.
No worries.
No, I'm gonna go with this one. Who is the rainbow bingo caller at the South Park Senior Center?
Is it Sylvia O'Stafermore? Is that her actual name? Because that is an amazing name.
For the purposes of bingo, yes. And our last question goes to you.
I think I'm number 20.
Okay. Name 3 groups here in South Park that use the neighborhood center.
Okay, the senior center, the food and clothing bank, the information and referral center, and the neighborhood group whose name I'm not remembering. That's 4.
We actually had part of the word in there. It's South Park Neighborhood Association, SPNA. So bonus to this one, what year did the South Park Neighborhood Center begin operation?
1972.
Yep. Bonus question, what did this building used to be before it was a neighborhood center? Anybody can grab it.
It's like a fire station.
Yep, used to be our fire station. Well, so what we're gonna do is go ahead and take about a 10-minute break. Go ahead and think about the questions you guys wanna ask the candidates. It's actually great because we're ahead of schedule. So take 10, grab some yummy pizza. I think there's some left maybe. There might not be. Sorry if you didn't get pizza. There's water. And we'll come back here